From the top down, we can see a lot of great things happening. One of them, you might notice, is the LED light on the left there. That's indicating to us which of the two modes we are finding ourselves in. We can also see the ultrasonic sensor sending and receiving, and that's just out right here. You can actually see my hands as I move them backwards and forwards, which is really cool on that LCD. We got the LCD, which gives us either the total tone mode, or in the other one we have a keyboard that we can see. And then up and to the left here we have the buzzer, and we also have the potentiometer that controls the buzzer because I wanted it to be quieter. And that's basically it. Everything's connected up to the Arduino up here, and that's all there is in terms of connections. In terms of user interface, or GUI in this case, we have the GUI on the bottom there, and it switches between two modes. I thought it might be helpful to have an LED light, so I used one of the RGB LED lights, and it switches with the mode. So if I change over to keyboard mode, for example, you can see here that it's blue now, whereas if we're in total tone mode, you can see that now it's a kind of like a greenish blue. My favorite color is blue, so that's why I hooked that one up, and I am quite fond of this kind of Kelly green here. So the blue is always receiving some power, but because it's hooked up to the lesser 3 volt, it actually does a little bit of a blend on both of them. This is blue with a little bit of green, and this is green with a little bit of blue. The switch not only changes the mode, but it also changes which LED gets the priority. So that's one part of it. The other part, of course, is the sound. Let's go ahead and turn that up a little bit. You can start to hear it there. I have a large rectangular mat that I'm holding up in front of it, and I found that gives me best results. And you can hear me as I go away. And you can hear me as I get closer, and it almost sounds like a cartoonish falling sound. So that's great if you want sound effects, and honestly it's the most true to real theremin experience there is. But if you want to play a little bit more quantized, in keyboard mode it quantizes to the nearest note. These are registered with actual notes, so if you play these, they'll make this pitch. And I try to play When the Saints Go Marching In. I don't know how well I do, so wish me luck. No. So hopefully that was at least entertaining. I didn't practice for that, so it wasn't fantastic. Let's kill this noise here real quick. Oh, sorry about that, camera. But hopefully that gave you kind of an overview of everything that's going on the device. One interesting note is that I did have to program these as custom characters. So the filled in note, that one is just part of the LCD memory, so I was able to access that with 255. It also had a character 254, which gave almost the full rectangle around, but it didn't give the full rectangle around, so I made a custom character for that. I had a spare cell that I could write, or a spare byte of memory that I could write, so I went ahead and used it for that. But most importantly here, to get this effect where, if I go in between there, that's actually, the note that you see right now is actually a combination of two turning on. So we have, if you count from the left here, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2 has changed, and 0, 3 has changed. The 0, 2 is normally, if I pull it back a little bit, you can see it's normally half of this left key here and half of this right key. And so what I had to do is I had to have a half left key like this, off and on, which you can see if I turn it on here. You can see the on part there. I had to have a half middle key, off with both states, on for the left state, and on for the right state. So that's 3 total for this one. And then the same for the right as we did for the left. So for this one, you can see the right on state. Originally, I had these going out to the middle and then down, but I just decided because this has this line through it, it's a lot more visually pleasing if you actually just omit this line and don't try to make up for it. It helps with the spacing significantly. For these middle ones here, you can see I have a left end cap, 2 middles, and a right end cap. So to get that one to go, you actually have a key here in the middle that's completely comprised of these middle keys here, which I think is just so interesting. It's so cool. I'm really proud of this. And you can see as I go backwards, it goes all the way up and then all the way back down. And it looks like that regular keyboard because I was able to straddle these with custom characters. So I am really proud of that. This arrow and this arrow are kind of just visual markers so you know which way's up and which way's down, just to help you get further into the keyboard mindset. If you go past this, it's not like it scrolls or anything like that. And these were actually characters that are part of the LCD's memory as well. So I was able to harness these too, which was really, really good. But yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with it. I had a great time making it. I'll go ahead and post the code as well. And I hope you enjoyed.